Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with jazz trumpeter, composer, and teacher Wayne Tucker. He grew up in Syracuse, New York, and he is a graduate of the Jazz Studies program at SUNY Purchase, where he studied under the likes of Jon Faddis, and he has played with Bob Mintzer, along with pop legend Elvis Costello and many others over the years. He is now promoting his latest 2018 CD, Wake Up and See the Sun. So get to know him and dig this interview, my friends.
Okay, hey, Wayne, thanks for taking a minute out for Neon Jazz, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So let's start right off at the top here and talk about your latest CD, 2008 CD, Wake Up and See the Sun. How do you feel about this project? Are you happy with what it came out to be?
Oh, I'm actually really happy. I feel like it's the best piece of art I've made in my life, for sure.
It sounds to me as though this project is really melding different parts of you into one whole, and you're really pushing jazz into a new listening element. Do you feel like you're doing that?
To be honest, it's not a conscious decision in that sense. It's more of an accumulation of the different musical experiences I've had throughout my life. It's not me being conscious about trying to push it somewhere else. It's like expressing who I am through the lens of the songs that were chosen with the people that I'm surrounded by, you know?
Absolutely. Well, then let's get to the crux of things to get a better idea of how this could have come about. What was your childhood like growing up in Syracuse, and how did you fall in love with music?
Okay, well, I started playing music at my house with my parents and my brother, and we mainly played things like gospel and R&B music. Then I started to study classical music in school when I was 8 years old, and then I started playing in jazz bands when I was 10.
What early jazz albums did you listen to that left a real profound impact on you?
Well, Kind of Blue was definitely one of them. And also Headhunters, Herbie Hancock and Chameleon. Yeah.
So what was it about the albums and the sound that really got you going?
Well, to be honest, those are the types of things that my dad would play for me. So when I heard them, you know, say at age 11 or age 14 or whenever I started, you know, to really comprehend what was happening, they made me feel nostalgic. They sounded familiar to me already, you know. So there was something about the familiarity of the sound and the vibe they created, but also, especially with the stuff like Herbie's stuff, it wasn't classic jazz. It was, once again, it was that thing that was like a combination of many styles coming together.
The one thing that's been fortunate about your life, too, is that you've got to study with great trumpeters like Jon Faddis and Jim Rotundi, and there's been a lot of others. What did you learn from these kinds of jazz masters?
From each of them, it's something different. For example, from Faddis, you know, he's such a technically virtuosic musician. So even just to sit next to him and see how easy it is for him to achieve the technique. So to watch somebody do that, you don't really get to watch many people who are alive, you know, play the trumpet with such ease. So he taught me that it should be easy. With Jim, we mainly learned jazz songs and we studied harmony. With someone like Scott Wendholt, I learned about, I would say, more advanced harmony and creativity. But actually, I would tell you that my best trumpet teacher, you know, was my high school trumpet teacher. His name was George Coble, and he was a classical trumpet player, and we mainly played classical music, and he taught me to see music through the lens of storytelling, really.
So it seemed like these guys really set you up to go out into the world. You played with a lot of people like Bob Mintzer, Cyrille, Aimee, Delfayo, Marsalis, Elvis Costello. You played with a lot of people. How did your training, even at SUNY Purchase, get you to a point where you were ready to hop on big stages?
I've been playing shows regularly since I was 14. So, you know, there was a program in Syracuse growing up that was sponsored through the city that it was my summer job to play 2 shows a day. So I was kind of already used to playing shows. It was more the fine-tuning all the technical elements as I was playing these shows, you know.
What is it like for you to travel? You've been all over. You've been to Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Greece, Hungary.
For me, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Yeah. I have a lot more tours coming up, and actually currently I'm in rehearsal for a tour in Hong Kong. So, yeah, for me, traveling is the best.
You got a new album out. You clearly perform quite a bit. How do you feel about your career up to this point?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the process of it. I feel like with each step as you achieve the dreams that you have, you know, the next dreams that's set in your mind. So I try to enjoy the process as the things, you know, are coming to fruition, but there's always something else, like another step, you know.
What about live shows in your life? What live jazz shows have you witnessed that left a real huge impact on you?
Recently, I saw Concha Buica. She played after me. I was playing with Cyrille Aimee in a festival in Spain, and she played after us. That was amazing. And I saw one of my heroes, Nicholas Payton, play at Dizzy's recently, and that was also really amazing.
Let's talk historically here. If you could get into a time machine and see anybody in the history of jazz, who would you
Miles
go to?
Davis. Miles Davis.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
So let me ask you very simply, why do you love jazz?
I love the improvisational element, and I love that you are always seeking to go somewhere further instead of staying in the same place with the music.
And finally, I want to ask you, everyone has a version of who you are. Your family, your friends, your bandmates. But who do you think you are?
I'm just a happy person enjoying the process of my life, you know? Really. And I would like the music to be an adventure. I got to go back to rehearsal now.
Okay, yeah, cool. Wayne, have a great practice. Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to yet another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players in Syracuse, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Wayne for his time and his music. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino on the iTunes Store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.